Welcome everybody, thanks for coming to something that was a long time in the making to do something like this, and is finally here. Mastering Astral Projection, the 90-day guide, Robert Bruce. And as you know, Steph started the calling group 2 years ago, would you say?
Mm-hmm. Just about exactly 2 years ago.
2 years ago, the 90-day group was done on the phone, and now we're doing it in person. So I think nobody finished it, as far as I know. So hopefully this will be a way for maybe some of us to actually make it all the way through this intensive course and possibly have more OBEs or lucid dreaming, or have your first OBE or lucid dream. So it's very exciting that we're finally getting to do this. So the layout is going to be, we're going to go around and do the intro questions, and then we're going to go right into day one, and Steph's going to take over and she's going to walk us through day one. And then after day one's complete, we're going to talk about our experiences if we want to.
And then open up the phone call.
And open up the phone call, so that's optional.
And next week, anyone that has watched this video can call in and catch us next week on Sunday.
Alright, so let's do the questions. Would you like to start, Steph?
My name is Stephanie, and I've gotten to day 43 as my this will be my third attempt to finish.
So don't feel bad.
Do not feel bad. Yeah, this is a very challenging course. I found Robert Bruce back when I was about 15 years old. Worked for me. I had my first out-of-body experience thanks to this course, essentially the older course, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we'll do it. And I have had an OE and lucid dream. Do you plan to finish the course? I do plan to finish this course in 90 days. Yes. And I very badly want to experience an OBE.
Another OBE.
Another OBE.
My name is Juice, and I've gotten to day 65 before I ended up moving and interrupted the whole thing. So I have had an OBE and a lucid dream, and thanks to this group, I've had my first OBE after 6 months of trying really hard. Yes, I plan to finish this in 90 days. And I badly would like another OBE soon. For me, it's been 10 months of not putting enough time in to have one, so I'm ready to experience more and continue my exploration.
My name is Cindy, and I've just read the first day, and I've had an OBE, and I've had lucid dreams, and I do plan to finish this course, and I really want to do it a lot.
My name is Terry. I'm at the beginning of the book. I had one spontaneous OBE as a toddler. I had one short lucid dream after reading the Seth book, and that was the exercise for the day. I definitely plan on finishing, and yeah, I want to do this. Seth always said that's a good thing to know for several reasons, and I just need to put some effort into it.
Thanks.
My name's Jason. I got to day, I think 43 last go.
43.
43, until I got interrupted and fell off the wagon. So, so far I've gotten with that. I have never had an OBE. I have had several lucid dreams. I do plan to finish this in 90 days. Steph will make sure I do. And I'd say experiencing OBE would be in my top 3 priorities at the moment in life, so pretty high up.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and I don't have the guide yet, but I will soon, so I haven't gotten anywhere in it. I have had what I feel is an out-of-body experience. It's been probably like 10 or 12 years, a few times I think, and I'm kind of just thinking about it. I don't know for sure actually if I want to have another one. I think I probably do, but I just want to learn more about it and kind of explore it. So that's where I'm at. So I'm not sure about finishing the course in 90 days, so I just want to have to see how it goes for me.
My name is I am. For you guys, Vera, crazy.
You're human,
I'm
right?
trying to get rid of all of my attachments. So. I was on a week 1 reading it. This is my first time reading this book. So, if I ever had an OBE, yes. Lucid dream, yes. Actually, I was doing the Michael Raduga, course, and I've had an OBE on the second day. So, and this is going to be another wonderful opportunity to do it. If I plan to finish it, I would love to finish it, but I have no expectations. How badly do I want to do it? I would love to do it, just because I want the more frequency, how often it happens to me, because right now it's not as often as I want. So that's about it, and I'm very excited.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Supriya, and I've just started the book, I think on page 1 or 2. I'm not really sure about the difference in an OBE and lucid dream. I still need to read that up. But OBE for sure. I've had that quite a few times. And I'm with her where I'm still in the exploration phase. I really don't even know, should I do this or not? There's a little bit of fear, all of that. But if it's calling me every time I ask for a question and it's always been answered, and every time I meditate, it seems to take me down this path. So that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to figure it out. Yeah. So I'm
Good.
excited though. Thank you.
I'm Melinda, and I've read the first chapter. Let's see, ever had a lucid dream? Yeah, I've had lucid dreams for years. When I was in college, we had a psychology teacher that talked about how you can use lucid dreaming to help you solve problems, figure out everything from math puzzles all the way to life problems. So I'm kind of excited about learning about this. Yes, I plan to finish the course, 90 days, and I think it's possible that I may have already had OBE experience, and I'm not sure what that involves. So I'm and I'm also doing this for research as well.
I'm Larry, and I've just done the first couple of lessons on this course a couple of months ago, and then I got distracted with another book on OBEs. And read that. It was an easier book to read, really. Yeah, I've had OBE, but it's been many years, so I'd like to get back into that. And I have lucid dreams, and I do plan to finish. And how badly do I want to do it? Well, pretty badly. I can't make any guarantees, because I hear it's pretty hard. So.
To make the best use of this course, he goes all out. He's really thorough, and a little too thorough probably, right? But when the biggest thing is, do not use your bed as your practice space. I found that completely troubling, and I really like comfort. I like to be as relaxed as possible, but ironically, to have an OBE, you should not be 100% comfortable. You should not be in an isolation tank. If you want to go into a shamanic journey, have neat dreams, trance state, then you may be completely detached from your body. But for this type of projection, you actually want to have maybe a comfortable chair that has a hard back, he suggests. Or if you must be reclined, then you can just introduce a little bit of awkward sensation by putting the book under your ankle, something like that, to have just a little bit of mild discomfort. Obviously not too much to where you can't do anything, but not so much that you fall asleep quickly.
A nail bed is preferred. You got a bed of nails?
You don't want to be uncomfortable in the form of cold. We read that last night. He says if you're too cold, obviously you shiver. Your body will just, no matter what. But if you're right in the brink of shivering, your body will physically tense its muscles in either preparation for shivering or something. And that will prevent you from being relaxed enough physically to have that.
Does anybody here not have a little special area in their house to meditate yet?
The bed is so nice.
I know.
Yeah.
We're so conditioned to fall asleep.
Exactly.
As soon as we hit the bed, it's to shut down and that's it. And you're gonna lose. So we want the body asleep and we want the mind to stay awake.
This is all about programming your subconscious to help you. So as you go through the course, it's about entrainment. If you do lucid dreaming practice, you know that you're trying to trick your subconscious into the pattern of reality checks so that it'll happen at night. This is all about getting your subconscious into routine. So you have a certain space you can only use for OBE. And about halfway through the course, you'll lay down in that spot, and oh my God, you'll already feel relaxed. Because your subconscious will remember, oh, this is where we do this, and this happening. Just like when you lay in bed, you'll start to sink into sleep. So all 5 senses, for the most part. If you can find a scent, incense, burn something that you like, spray perfume, whatever, to have a specific scent, it can be any, it doesn't have to be lavender or whatever, any scent at all that is only used in that room for that purpose. And that's one more way to get your subconscious going, oh, that scent in this place, I know what to do. And hopefully in the future, you can just lay down and in 5 minutes you're out. Because your body will just automatically do all this for you.
Projecting out of the body requires a delicate balance of mind, body, and spirit. Everyone is different, and the time it takes to achieve this balance varies greatly from person to person. So that's what we're trying to do, and finding a good meditation spot is one way out of the bed to find that balance.
I think in the book they also mentioned that some people choose the closet. If you have somewhat bigger closet, you can like empty it and create for yourself space because it has a closed door and stuff. And it's one of the places where people will not disturb you. So I thought it was a pretty good suggestion.
That is good. Yeah, I'm actually working on making one right now, my walk-in closet, a little spot in there.
I found one too in my house. So I was
Yeah.
like, yes.
So definitely a good point. Learning to, what's that? This is page 2. And a little thing here, learning to project out of the body is also about courage and mastering one's natural fear of the unknown. So I think this is one of the biggest hurdles for people not having out-of-body experiences. And it's a part of the unknown, and it's a part of getting past the OBE symptoms that come.
So if you're a little bit nervous, that's completely natural. I think they said one of the 2 greatest human fears is the unknown and death. What are we doing? Right? So it's completely natural, and but it helps so much to read about what's going to happen before it happens to you. Exit symptoms can be very strong. They're very unnatural feeling. You can feel like there's electricity shooting through your body. You can feel like your heart is racing. And if you know to expect it, it's no big deal. If you don't know to expect it, it can scare you, and you can reverse program yourself to avoid OBEs.
Yeah. People probably heard of sleep paralysis and how scary it can be. Well, it's scary for most people because they don't know what's going on. So that's one thing hopefully you can get past if that ever happens to you, which can be a great doorway into an out-of-body experience if you do have a sleep paralysis. Not that it's something scary.
Can I add to it? Just to make whoever have never done this before a little bit more comfortable. Our life, it's, why people fear this stuff, because one of the biggest fear, as Stephanie said, it's fear of death, never come back to your body. But our life, it's literally lots of miniature deaths going on. Like you leave your workplace, choose a new workplace, it's a miniature death. So the outer body, it's sort of like you're training yourself to this final departure from this physical life. just like you say goodbye to your old friend and you develop new relationships. It's all miniature death. The only reason I mention it because we're all different. And just by doing something like this, somebody can trigger the spontaneous out of body. And when you spontaneously come out of body and you can encounter something, it's good to know that what you're capable of. This.
You're much safer out of body than actually.
This,
You're in control.
right, and that leads us into not skipping ahead in this. I'm sure there's enough work to do every day anyway. Most people probably will not skip ahead. They'll either possibly fall behind, but do not skip ahead and do not try anything way ahead. Brian in here talks about
As
that.
far as weeks go, skipping a day isn't that big of a deal. Skipping a whole week's worth from, say, week 1 to week 4
Right.
wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah,
Because you're gonna be missing a lot of good stuff.
and you can get in some bad habits. He talks about on here, the co-author of this, how he tried that once and it caused a lot of problems. He had on due for many months. And we're going to be saturating our brains with a lot of information here, so hopefully you'll be thinking about this during the day, when you sleep at night, when you're eating.
Somebody asked, is it okay if I also read Bielman's book at the same time, or for
Yeah.
example? Absolutely. In fact, that's recommended. If you have a
Which
personal
book?
interest,
Which book?
anyone's, any book
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
on astral projection, lucid dreaming, anything that relates at all to this, to get, it's like lucid dreaming practice, to get yourself thinking about it, to get it sunk into your subconscious, and to give a clue to your higher self that you want this to happen. And then to further reinforce that, we'll do affirmations every day.
right.
So there are, in this course, there's daily affirmations and nightly affirmations. Daily can be done anytime. We're going to do it together on day 1. And the nightly needs to be done at night, right before you go to bed, whenever that is. Be that daytime or nighttime.
So you should be thinking about this when you fall asleep, when you're waking up in the morning, when you're doing your daily chores and activities, everything. You want to feed your whole
And it's not as bad as
Saturate your
that
brain.
sounds.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not that bad. And what's really cool is, you know, if you haven't done this before, you might think that this means, oh God, I need to be in complete nap state for an hour and a half. No, you don't. A lot of these things can be done with full waking state. You can have distractions. You can have your kids around. It doesn't matter. You can do most of the energy work, the building, the breath work, fully conscious without trance state. There are portions that you would need to go into your chair and sink in, but not the entire time. And when he's saying, you know, be on this all day long, you know, it means, you know, but
They'll be in the, somewhere in the mind, floating around, they'll pop up.
there are the neat tricks you can do here that can raise energy while you're in line at the post office, while you're driving. They do not mean that you have to set time aside to be in that zone all the time.
Right. And this is one thing he mentions in here, is the idea is that you will be spending the next 90 days eating, sleeping, and breathing the training program.
Scary.
You know, once you start doing it, you never go back not doing it. It's gonna be always
Right.
with you. You're like, oh joy, it feels so good. I want to do it again. And it's gonna be forever with you. I tell you.
That's true.
Now, if you can't make it to this, like every week, you know, that's fine, just try to do it at your house, just try to stick with it there, if you can't make it here, but this is a good thing to look forward to at the end of each week, is to come here and share your ideas and experiences and stuff and problems that you're having. So to keep that fire burning by having a place to go and meet and talk about this every week after this pretty tough course here. That
And,
should be fun.
And on the note of having, you know, obviously everyone has lives and can't do it every single day for the next 90 days, that's fine. And he says in here, if you really can't do day whatever, then just take 10 minutes doing this, and you'll learn the energy techniques. You can do that in waking state anywhere. So just take about 10 minutes just to do upkeep, and you'll be good.
And there's you're gonna see there's optional things that you can do in here too. If you wanna be hardcore, you can go do everything, but there's things that are optional. If you looked in the book already with a PDF. You'll see there's some optional things you can do. So,
I want to be a little bit anal, but I will specify, how we use in the words. It's not a hard course. It's consistent course, but it's not hard course.
right,
Any method that you use, as long as you do it consistently, it will produce a result. When we say it's hard course, we automatically put the programming on everybody. Oh, that's so hard, you'll be struggling. No,
right.
it's the consistency that will give you the results from this course.
Yeah, so if you stick with every day, it kind of breaks it down and makes it as easy as possible. Yeah.
And obviously, many people have had OBs without doing most of the things in this course, and it works anyway. This is overkill, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's fun, yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
great base, great foundation. So Steph, we'll talk about, we'll do the brainwave generator, how we're gonna get into that. So we're not gonna focus on that right now. We're not gonna do it.
If you purchase the book, it comes with a CD in the back, and that contains a program that only works on Mac, or that only works on PC, by the way. I haven't found one on Mac. But,
No, yeah, there's no.
there's the brainwave generator, which was created back in 1995, still works, and it creates binaural beats on the fly. So you've heard of HemiSync with Monroe's do, right? That technique of using different audio tones to create a warbling noise in between the tones, we'll be using that. He also has specific tracks that will kind of go from a high frequency to a low frequency, or have little breaks in between, little chirps that kind of wake you back up, or that a little tone that tells you the time that a minute's passed, that kind of thing. They are optional, only if you'd like to. And I have some of them up on, instead of having them produced live, I recorded it and then turned it into MP3 and put that up on the server. So you'll be able to get some of those if you like.
So
Then
we're-
you can put that onto a CD. But you cannot stick the CD into a CD player in your car and expect any audio to come out. It's a program that generates it live.
And-
supposed to sound like static?
Yes.
With the binaural beats on it. Going
Yeah.
back and forth.
And the other kind of thing about that is that
Noise.
when you generate them, it'll ask you, what length of time you want to put in for your output. It's probably a better idea to have kind of a short output, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then just have your device repeat that until you can set yourself a timer. Because the raw output is takes up a lot of space. And if you do it like a 2-hour set, it's going to be like 300 megs.
I never put all of them up on the server because he keeps making 2-hour long 30 gigabyte files. They're not megabyte files.
So we're gonna worry about that next week. We'll talk more about that.
He recommends to not, specifically it says, do not do the
Right.
brainwave generator until day 6 or so that you have gotten these basics down pat with your full awareness.
But if you want to be adventurous and go ahead and do it, you can. It is optional, it says. But he recommends that you don't. Alright, Steph, into the journal. Does everybody have a dream journal? Well, you can get one. And then also too, if you have the book, it has spots in here. As you can see, I made a lot of notes. At the end of every day, you have a place inside your book to make notes and stuff like that for yourself. It's your book. I recommend, scribbling in it and stuff like that. And highlighting areas that you find valuable to yourself. As you see, I got all kinds of stuff written in here.
So with the dream journal, there's 2 ways to do it. He says you can either have 2 different journals, or you can have one journal with everything in it, which is fine. You will be doing keywords only. You will have to hold back the need to write down every detail as a narrative every morning. It's a challenge. The whole point is have a dream, write down keywords only, maybe 10 or more, 10 or so keywords, nothing more. Wait until the end of the week, pull up your keyword journal, and then fill it all out to the best of your ability. So you'll have this two-phase thing. Do you want, and it's up to you, do you want to have like a really, really cheap dollar store scratch journal for your keywords, and then have a pretty nice formal journal for your fully written out ones? Up to you, it doesn't matter. But that's the pattern we're going to get into, is only writing keywords. Of course, override that if you have some amazing OBE or lucid dream that you love. Go ahead and write it all down right away. Don't lose it. But if you have a typical boring dream, do write it down, but only write the keywords. You will use your boring dreams as training tools to memorize your own dreams. So you get really good at recall. Recall is half the course. And if you read further, you'll see why. So, it's not important that you remember every dream. We're not trying to use our dream memory to figure out that there was one part where we had a flying dream and therefore that might have been an OBE and that matters, who cares? This is all about memorization.
Does anybody here feel like they never dream? They can't remember their dreams in the morning? Or is everybody pretty good at memorizing their dreams? Yeah, that's good. I'm going to say if you don't, you will. It's a good first step when you start having dream recall.
Side effects of this course include lucid dreaming, psychic phenomenon, seeing little sparks of light. You might start seeing auras. Fantastic things can come if you stick with it. If you don't do this course perfectly, great things will still happen anyway. OBEs can definitely happen anyway. Don't worry that, oh my god, I'm a failure, I haven't done 3 days straight, I'll just give up. Stick with it anyway and see what happens.
I just want to add also to it, we already doing it anyway, but our attention is so spread around to our life that we basically not noticing because our energy is wasted everywhere else. And once we start focusing our attention on OBEs, you more and more start noticing these things, because you already have them, but you just not notice. It's like having blue sky, obscured by clouds, and once you start, putting your attention to the blue sky, suddenly clouds will, fade away, and you're like, oh, it's a blue sky there. Okay, it's just, don't be scared. It's absolutely normal. You already have it. Just not noticing it.
I think there's a warning in either week 1 or week 2 where it says, by the way, once you open this door, you won't want to go back. But by the way, you pretty much can't go back.
And people that have OBEs, lucid dreaming already know that once you have a taste of it. Just a few things here for your dream journal. Keep a notepad, pen, and light source near your bed. When you wake, take time to recall your dreams, and then write the keywords Steph was talking about and phrases in your notebook. Spend a few minutes each morning reviewing your keywords and trying to recall more information about your dreams. And at least once a week, transfer your keywords into your dream or OBE journal. So we're going to do for the best results, nighttime affirmations should be repeated about 30 times. And all the stuff is going to be in the book here, or the PDF, for the day 1. So when you go through it, you don't have to, what we're saying now, if you don't remember, that's okay. Because you'll have a guideline every week to follow on here, just right to the point.
One big reason to bring your own book or PDF or tablet, whatever, is to recite the affirmations together. They're always more than one sentence long. They're a little difficult to remember at first. After you do 30 rotations of it, you'll get it down. But since we're doing, every week will be the first of the week, luckily these affirmations stay put for a whole 7 days. So you don't have a new set every day. But we'll do the first day's worth together every week. And it'll help a lot. They're very important because another theory is that we've come on Earth not to have OBEs. We've been there. The whole point of being here is to be here. Therefore, our higher self has come in with default programming of staying put. And so it's up to us to update them and go, hey, about About that, yeah, no, we're gonna change our mind on that part. We're gonna have frequent visitations from now on. So affirmations are all about reprogramming the agreements we made before born.
Yeah, it's good to have those in your mind as you fall asleep. Because the last thing is you doze off, you have those thoughts going in your mind. So,
One big thing, so the way it's structured is day 1, day 2, all you do is just the little 1-page course. Only thing to read is like what to do. That's it. Every week though, you'll have a chunk of book material. It'll be about 15 pages. It's really short. It's not like, thank God you don't have to read a giant thing before you can get started. It's all spaced out evenly and well timed too. Like I said, we'll get into the theories in within a week or 2. So have read the week's worth before showing up, yeah? Preferably. We'll go over it anyway. If you can't make it, then you can try your best. But
write down your questions and stuff and experiences that you want to share.
we'll have the best time together if everyone has read the reading alone first and has some highlights and questions ready.
And hopefully, halfway and beyond this book, we'll be talking about a lot of people's OBE experiences that we're experiencing.
Yeah.
Which would be something to look forward to. You know, like lucid dreaming and stuff. And just sitting up, and then, you know, the best thing is having one and coming in and talking and sharing it with everybody.
So also every week, up to you which one you want to bring, the keyword journal or the fully fleshed out journal, but bring one or the other so that you can share. There's been I remember doing the 43 days of the course, and I'm like, yeah, I had a lucid this week, but I can't remember it now. It's in my files somewhere. Hang on, no, never mind. So it's really fun to share that stuff. And,
Yeah, we got to keep it fun, and you know, this is all about having fun and sharing it with each other and stuff like that. Yeah.
Today is the 10th,
Yeah.
January 10, 2016.
And you can see in my book there, I started way back. If you want to invest in some fun things like this, a paintbrush that Stephanie gave me when she gave me the course. This is Stephanie's favorite course, so this is good for energy work, to feel to get the energy flowing as you paint different parts of your body. And if you go online, you'll see Robert Bruce doing this in some of his demonstrations, painting people like this to get the energy flowing, the sensation, the tingling and stuff. And then when you stop, hopefully you can continue feeling that motion. And
It'll make more sense too.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
you
here
wanna
we
do
go.
Affirmations first.
Day 1.
All right, let's do affirmations. So day 1 is on
What page are you on?
21.
21. If you're on the PDF, there's a differing page number, right?
It's the missing part.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
missing pages. All right. So affirmations, he says, recommended do 30 sets, which can take some time. But so get used to that, and if you want to, say them fast. But, so we'll start slow and we'll pick up some speed. What I do as a trick, I don't have any of those little bead counter things. I should probably get one, but Roman numeral 5, so 5 times 5 is 25. Every time I do 5 rounds, I'll move a finger so I can keep track. Last finger means I got 5 left to go. So that's one way. If you read the intro, he says to do the evening ones right before you go to bed. I guess he's a morning person.
Yeah.
I don't go to bed in the evening.
Yeah, well, didn't he say like ideally that you say them like as you're in bed, starting to fall asleep, and then this will like really get your subconscious keyed in.
Right.
It's pretty big, the last thing you think about before you go to bed, and before you doze off into dreamland.
Another thing, the morning affirmations, no significance to when you do it. You don't have to do that right before you do your daily set. That's kind of a separate thing. Can be in the morning, can be anytime, can be right before. I always do right before because that's where I'm focusing on it. So, here we go. Welcome everybody to day 1 of the 90-day guide.
Welcome.
I am a spirit in a body capable of experiencing dimensions beyond physical existence. I have the ability to separate from my body, return safely, and remember. I am a spirit in a body capable
capable of experiencing independence beyond physical existence. I have the ability to separate from my body and return safely in November.
So in the future, this is gonna get a lot more stuff to do, and this is gonna be stuff that's gonna be done,
Yes.
not here, but in the morning, in your own mornings.
Do you see how just this particular event is very unusual for us? And then we were all chanting whatever we were doing, and our brains like, what's happening? Is something new?
This is all on the disc, so you can go along with you. You can, when you do your night ones, you can just listen to it and just do it with it. So everyone's on there by these guys.
Yeah, that's kind of nice extra, like,
Yeah.
as you go through the day, you could have that play every once in a
Yeah.
while, listen to it, and then reinforce it. It's all just about training your subconscious. This is not a cult.
You could have it.
We need more money to be a cult. We should have our salaries.
You know the William Bowman. He has actually on his page and a big list of affirmations very similar to it. And one of his things he's saying like when you say it out loud, yes, you can say it in your mind, but the fact when you saying it out loud, it's actually gets to another level of your consciousness to accept this affirmation.
So from your hard back chair, stretch back all of your toes and tense both feet and calves at the same time. Hold for about 5 seconds, then relax them.
From your hard back chair or bed, stretch back all toes and tense both feet and calves at the same time. Hold for about 5 seconds and then relax them. Hold the relaxed position for 5 to 10 seconds. Now, curl your toes downward and repeat, tensing both feet and calves. Hold for 5 seconds and relax. Then for 5 to 10 seconds. The timing does not need to be exact. When you relax body parts after tensing, focus on releasing all tension from them. Thighs. Tense both thighs. Hold for 5 seconds. And then relax them. Now press down with both heels into the ground. Tense them again so that your thighs get tense. And relax. Repeat steps 1 and 2, memorizing both steps. When you're done, focus your attention on relaxing every muscle in your lower legs. Tense and relax. When they feel completely relaxed, move on to the next exercise. So, would be toes down. Toes up actually, right? Sorry. Toes up. Toes up in calves. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, toes down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. 2, 3, 4, 5. Thighs tense up. 4, 5. Relax. 2, 3, 4, 5. Thighs down. Dig into your heels into the ground. 5. And relax. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then move on to breath awareness for 5 minutes. Huh? Doesn't say whole leg. When you're done, focus your attention on relaxing every muscle in your lower legs. Which is
Tense and relax.
Well, Jason would like us to do the whole leg tension.
Okay. We still got 15 seconds left, so
4,
that'll work.
and then relax. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7.
5, 4. So when you're doing these by yourself, you're gonna hear your thing go off. So then you don't have to keep looking at the time. You know, okay, you're done with that, and you'll start memorizing this because you're gonna be doing it every day. These type of relaxation techniques. So all you do is hit the thing on your phone and start doing it.
Or get
Later
a
on,
timer.
8 times fine.
And in case you fall asleep too, it's good to wake you up.
It's good if you make kids do the program with you, they get to sit there and think it'll all be over when the timer goes off.
How many minutes for the next one, Seth?
Hi there, welcome. Who's this?
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Martin.
Martin, are you from the Vegas group?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome. Let's see, we make a push
Yeah.
button. Let's do it. All right, breath awareness for 5 minutes. Stretch your arms and legs. Arch your back and neck the way you might when waking up from a nap. Sit upright, perfectly still in a hard back chair.
Our back chair.
Close your eyes and spend 5 minutes practicing breath awareness as described earlier on page 12. Keep your mind clear. Do not change your breathing. Merely observe your breathing. Keep it simple. This is not a expert level Buddhic meditation. It is a wordless meditation. It's fine to have notions, pictures, things like that. Try not to have word-based thoughts for a whole 5 minutes straight. You will fail, and it's okay. Just try. And don't try to be real controlled about your breathing, just observe your breathing. It might help to feel the air passing through your nose or focus on the movement of your abdomen. And here we go. Actually 3.5 minutes before it talks
Now, if you hear distractions and stuff, that's good to get used to that, so you can practice to learn to get back to your breathing.
Please don't have a tune-like library experience, because if you do, then you rely on that. You train yourself to need library-like silence. And then the dog barks in the backyard and it's ruined, right?
Yep.
Robert Bruce says that he is able to, sit in the middle of the room cross-legged and deep, in his trance state with 3 children crawling around on him and hold that state. So it is possible to not need perfection.
I saw one video where a guy was sitting like in the middle of Los Angeles somewhere, like lots of people was going by, and he was sitting and meditating right in the middle of the road.
And when we do this group every week, when we meet, we can write down notes, noticing the difference between doing this ourselves and doing it in a group with other souls around us doing it at the same time.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
Yep. See if there's any changes to the meditation. And then,
So we did breath awareness. Now here's the fun part. Mobile body awareness. Body awareness actions are key to energy work. And this is what's really central to this program. That's what I really love Robert Bruce for. He is unique in that he dives into body awareness-based energy work. And in my opinion, it's the most powerful way to provoke energy in your system. People have said they did Qigong to raise energy for 20 years straight, and it can compare to his 10 minutes of energy awareness raising. So, got a toothbrush? We got a paintbrush?
Hi. If you want to leave now, you can. If it's getting too weird.
Actually,
Jason, you brought the paint, right?
Can you imagine when we were chanting, like I can hear how like you can hear everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like people from outside like.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot we're in an apartment, yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily you have 2 empty walls.
I know all my neighbors, so they'll be all right with
Hey,
it.
we will expose people to something that
Yeah.
let them think about something else. Open
Right.
their minds.
We'll start having astral projections And they'll come in here and knock and say, what is that?
There's something in my room.
Yeah.
Is this from somewhere else?
And it looks just like you.
As long as we don't open a negative portal in here.
Positive thinking.
Yeah.
Remember?
No fear. All right. Scratching your skin lightly causes a tingling sensation that helps target specific areas as your point of body awareness. And there's more in the intro.
So this is very powerful. When we do this, we're gonna feel this possibly for a long time to come. You just start feeling this energy movement.
And this is the last step of the day one step.
Yep.
All done after this. So, all right. Step 1, lightly scratch or rub your right knee with your ruler, fingernail, or cap pen, whatever, just long enough to cause a light tingling sensation there.
So you can see where you're gonna use both. You can use both ends of the paintbrush. You can use the hard end or the soft for the other. No, seriously.
Multifunctional.
Wow.
But only these special paintbrushes. Features.
As it is, rubber paintbrush. And if you buy now, it's super light.
You can use it.
I found that in my house today.
Oh, cool.
Now I can
Oh,
use it.
okay, good.
Yeah, bring it next week.
So you won't buy my $50 one when you leave?
Charge. It's special. Special.
And you can use a pen too. Whatever.
$50 pen.
$50 pen.
What's really cool about this is, if you close your eyes and you like try to, touch your nose, of course you can, right? Why? Because we have body awareness built in. It's another level. It's like a sixth sense, really. It's actually not one of the five senses. Touch is a hot-cold sensation. Body awareness is a sixth sense. Legitimate scientific sixth sense. And this is all to attune us to our body awareness, to heighten that strength. Because once you get awareness of where your physical body is, well, you have a corresponding energetic, etheric, and astral body. And once you get awareness, you'll see very quickly that you can activate the astral copy by this technique. Alright. So, sorry, we got a little distracted, so let's do that again. Lightly scratch or rub your right knee with your ruler, fingernail, or cap pen long enough to cause a tingling sensation there. And then close your eyes and forget about the rest of your body. Focus and become intensely aware of the area you just scratched. Scratch again if you need to. Now become acutely aware of your entire right knee joint as a whole. Center all your attention on feeling your right knee with your body awareness.
It's too much talking. But keep going.
No, that's it.
We're going to be strict with this.
Center all of your attention on feeling your right knee with your body awareness. Hold this focus for about 15 to 30 seconds. So let's do 15.
Does everybody visualize? Can everybody feel that now, what you were just doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is anyone having trouble?
I feel how pressure pillow looks in my eyes, so it's hard to only feel my knee. I have to my things.
With practice, it's gonna get, with practice, it's gonna get better.
So would you do it again if you're not feeling anything? Do it again real quick and then stop real quick.
Now shift your attention to your left knee. Feel its shape and outline with your mind, with your body awareness. If it helps, also scratch this knee first to get the tingling sensation. Close your eyes and continue focusing on this knee for another 15 to 30 seconds. Now shift your attention to your right big toe. Most people have shoes on, but maybe using your mind. Or just wiggle it so you can kind of get, feel it within your shoe. Scratch the top of the large joint, or wiggle it. So if you have shoes on, just wiggle your toe. So scratch or wiggle the top of the large joint of your big toe until you get the feel of it. And then focus your body awareness on it. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Now move your point of body awareness to several other parts of your body, anywhere you like. Scratch or rub these parts as necessary until you can target them easily, until you can feel them easily with your body awareness, with your eyes closed. Now trace a pathway from the base of your left thumb along the sensitive inside of your arm and up to your left shoulder. That's your left hand. So left thumb along the sensitive inside of your arm up to your left shoulder. Close your eyes and concentrate on the sensation of the tracing. And you do this, physically with your other hand. Imagine someone is tracing the path again for you. So you start with your right hand tracing on your left arm, and then you just imagine that someone else is doing it. Retrace the path again and again with your body awareness to get the feel of it.
If you start to lose it, don't be afraid to retrace again and let it go.
And as a note, this is not a visual exercise. We're not visualizing another arm with another hand. We are feeling our actual arm, having the kind of this tingly, energetic, magnetic sensation of being touched.
Right, that's kind of an important note. For the first few weeks, I did that. It was more of an imagination practice, and then when I switched to focusing on making sure it was a tactile sensation, I got a lot better results. And the other thing that you can also do is, once you've scratched it, if you want to kind of continue it, just move your hand slightly away so that you're just close by, and that can help kind of reinforce that feeling, and then just gradually pull away. It can help build up to that.
Right. So you're not actually touching, you're actually just pretending like you are.
Okay. Now trace and follow a path from your left big toe up the outside of your shin, over your kneecap, and on up outside of your thigh, to the outside of your thigh, to your hip, and then back down again to the big toe again. Do this first with the fingernails or ruler, or paintbrush. And then try tracing out the path mentally with your body awareness alone. Move your point of body awareness up and down your leg several times. Repeat this exercise for your right leg after that. As an experiment, you can try having your eyes open and visually look at where it would be. And that seems to help too.
Yeah, it might be a little harder with your eyes open.
Some people it helps, some people it doesn't help. Repeat this exercise for your right leg. step is practice the above exercises until you become familiar with mentally shifting your point of body awareness to different parts of your body. And then we have a brief daily tip. Robert Bruce says, practice the body awareness technique until you can trace a pathway to anywhere on your body with your point of awareness alone. Feeling your way along the surface of your skin without having to follow a manually highlighted pathway. But rub and scratch and highlight pathways as often and for as long as you need in order to learn this technique. Brian Mercer says, the first time I tried body awareness exercises, I found it easier to use a washcloth dampened with warm water. Do whatever works for you. The idea of an aid of this sort is to help you focus your attention on a specific part of your body with your eyes closed. If you can get by with using nothing but your body awareness, that is ideal. So everything else is a crutch. The goal is to do this without moving at all. That's it. We did it.
Day one. Now we'll do a little Q&A, a little quick break, bathroom break. I'll turn the tea machine on here, and then we'll do some Q&A and questions about day one.
I don't understand the part about, it talks about leading edge of breath. So I just focused on, like they said, rising and falling of your chest, because I really didn't understand what they meant by leading edge of breath.
So what that means is, as you start to inhale, you can feel where the air starts to hit first your nostrils, and then the top of the back of your throat, and then the back of your throat, and on down until it fills your lungs and all the way to the bottom of your lungs. And you can kind of feel where the air is just, the first part is starting to hit. It's easier to feel that if it's like cold outside. And then the same as you start to exhale, you can kind of feel like where that very first part of the air movement is as it hits various portions of your body. And it's just easier for me and for a lot of people to focus on that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. Back to Stephanie.
She likes to take herbal teas to help sleep at night. Is there a possibility that would disrupt or interfere with this practice and reduce lucidity, reduce the ability to have an OBE? From what I've read, in general, drugs do distract and dull the process, but there are exceptions. The Monroe Institute actually recommends a certain set of chemicals as a crutch. It does not recommend them as a daily use, do this forever thing. It's just, if you're having trouble and you haven't made it out yet, here, try this. So they're not anti-chemicals of any kind. Robert Bruce drinks beer, so he's not saying, oh, you shouldn't take anything into your body but water or anything like that. In general, many drugs do kind of dull you and would make you fall asleep a little bit heavier, make you not remember your dreams as well. But there are some that enhance. There are a few pills on the market that are designed for Alzheimer's to help with memory recall. And those are the ones that seem to actually help with lucidity and dream recall, and therefore OBE recall too. So this just depends on the tea.
Yeah. Valerian would probably be helpful. NyQuil, not so much. Yeah, that kind of thing.
No NyQuil. Yeah.
No NyQuil.
Alcohol bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alcohol just does everything.
I just probably had a small aha moment, like they would say.
Oh, good.
I'm just wondering, how kind of easily, every time I try to meditate, I get into this out-of-body state. And I was wondering, why is it happening? So maybe it's my calling and things. But now when you walked us through that step of the paintbrush, feel the energy, and I realized it actually started when I started meditating and doing yoga nidra. So yoga nidra is exactly that. So you just lie down for relaxation, go through one point, focus on different points of your body. And every time I would do that, it would immediately take me to the next state. So I didn't know that was, I didn't make that connection. So I just did now. I said, okay, so this step really makes sense. You know.
Good. Nice.
Thank you.
And the breathing as well,
Yeah.
controlled deep breathing is also good at trance induction.
Maybe we have a certain urge.
All right, you mentioned earlier about that, let's see if I remember how you phrased it, that before we come to Earth or come to live in a physical body, there are contracts we make so that way we don't remember. Where did you hear that information from? I'm kind of wondering about who's, what theory that's who that's from and where you might have heard it, because it sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, so Melinda's referring to when I mentioned the affirmations help reprogram or reset our intentions for this lifetime. I read that from Robert Bruce, and I think, I'm trying to remember other sources as well.
I know another one, it's
Yeah.
Robert Schwartz.
Robert Schwartz.
Schwartz, yeah, his book, he has two books. One is the Gift of Your Soul, I believe. He talks about this. And another one is Afterlife TV. It's YouTube, sessions. They talk about this extensively in soul agreements and how we can actually alter it based on our decisions right now.
Yep, and then it's kind of just an idea, a philosophy that if everyone came to Earth and spent half of their day at a body, they might as well not come.
Sounds like work.
Well, then on a much deeper philosophical level, if everyone had frequent OBEs, no one would take drama very seriously. No one would take death very seriously. Killing would be a whole different dynamic. We would think that's ridiculous. We wouldn't, I think many great changes are being made. So it's up to you if you think that's a good thing, that it's currently set up to where we don't have OBEs frequently, or is this a bad thing that's oppressed for a reason? There are two conclusions you can
Because
go
I
from
kind
there.
of wonder how they come up with that idea, how it all started. It's something to read about.
Yep. And some people say, oh, there was an Atlantean history that we all had where, everyone's telepathic, telekinetic, everyone can leave their body, come and go, no big deal. Everyone has super healthy bodies with no disease, and everything degraded once we got too attached to our bodies and forgot we can do this stuff. So that's another angle on it.
But he does talk about in the book some in that one.
Yes, he refers to our trying to communicate with our higher self. So our higher self is out to help us. If we have some agenda, we came here to do X, Y, Z while alive, then it'll help us do nothing but that, or gear towards that. Maybe we made some bad decisions before we were born, and we had some bad intentions, right? And that wasn't so wise. And so we are free to update that and change it up. Override it, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Depends on how flexible your plan was to begin with.
Okay.
And so the idea is to, obviously none of us are having easy, convenient nightly OBEs, right? Where some people might be, maybe that was their plan, but not us, so we need to fix that.
Yeah, okay.
So here we are trying to use affirmations and constant exposure to update our higher self that we have a new plan and here's how it's going to be.
The reason is for us to grow our consciousness. And doesn't matter which path you choose, as long as you get to the final destination by growing your consciousness, it's okay. And if on your way of this current life you realize, oh, OBE will help me to grow my consciousness because I will get rid of my fears much faster, or I will be more joyful through the life. So more power to you. You know, make this decision. But the main purpose is to raise your consciousness. And we can, from my point of view, you know, when you get rid of the, you know, fear, and you truly live your life passionately, with compassion, consciously, you know, feeling what you're feeling, attending your feeling, that's the purpose of it. And I think, you know, OBE is one of the best things that you can, you know, learn. You can keep doing it every time, but you can experience it and stop and like, okay, now I know I never die. You know, let's live passionately and love each other and help each other and woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
That's in her teeth.
You know, this is the question people always ask me, were you drinking today? No, I just love to live passionately.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Well, this world would be a very different place if no one feared death. It really would be. As you noticed today, we didn't need to go into a super deep, you know, blacked out trance to do any of this. And it'll keep that way for the next few weeks, really. And this can go really fast once you get on a roll and get on the pattern. And that was probably the most insightful things I found was that, oh, okay, this whole idea of needing to be as close to an isolation chamber tank as possible with the most comfortable Tempur-Pedic bed, with the warmest environment, with you know, tomb-like silence, I was going about it the wrong way. So it's actually much easier than I thought, yet still not as easy as I would hope it could be. So, comments and questions?
Let's see. I guess the only thing to bring up is that the tactile energy awareness technique was something that Bruce came up with in response to a question, how can someone who's been blind since birth do these techniques? Because, you know, pretty much up until then all the publicly known techniques were all visualizations. So if you're blind from birth, you don't have any visual awareness at all. So he decided to try this out and found that it was such a great technique that he made it his main technique for just everybody, not just blind people. But if anybody's, you know, out there that's blind and wants to get into this, there you go. This is Bruce is your guy.
Can I make one more comment to this?
Just one.
Yeah, just well, with OBEs, you know, if some of you have never experienced it, has unlimited possibilities what you can do. Like, for example, Monroe Institute, they have variety of people coming to Monroe Institute to explore the OBEs in different directions. For example, a businessman would come to explore OBE in order to resolve the situation in his business plan that he has. So you relax, you come out, your consciousness comes out of your body, and you ask the universe question like, okay, I'm in so-and-so situation. What way should I use to solve this stuff? And subconsciousness actually gives you the most appropriate answer to you in order to solve this problem. So a lot of business people come to, like look for answers this way. And the answer actually coming from your higher self, it's the answer that the most suits you. The way Jason mentioned, like handicapped people who never walked can come out of the body and experience this for the first time. They're able to walk. Blind people could see for the first time the face of a mother, a face of the siblings, whatever. It's most profound effect on there. And the funny thing is, when they come back to the body and they said, "Mom, I saw your face," and they describe the face of the mother they have never seen. It's one of the life-changing experiences. For example, artists can go and visit gallery and be inspired by images, come back, remember it, and create new painting. Some people said nothing in this world is new. Everything already have been created. So you basically doesn't matter what you come up with. It's already have been created because behind the thin veil, it's already there. And like list goes on, but again, it's one of the wonderful opportunities. If you come to OBE with open mind, with good intentions, with a positive attitude, it could be one of the most profound experiences to enhance your life and, help everybody around you to feel better.
Right.
But again, it removes your fear as well. I love how Susan yesterday said, she's like, I am ready anytime. She experienced so many times of like small deaths. OBE, it's nothing else, but it's a small death. Every night you go and sleep, it's a small death. And the more you train yourself, the more you realize it's nothing to it, just transition, like it's transition from one room to another. And it helps you to develop this power within you. So I thought it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Comments and questions, Juice? What questions do you have for the class?
I'm really enjoying doing this with everybody. Yeah, I'm so happy that we got this going, and everybody got to come meet here and then on the phone group too. If people are wondering on there, this is the call-in group on the phone.
Phone
People-
conference line that anyone can call in from, not just the nation, but we've even had out of country callers.
Right. So I'm just real happy that that we can come together and do something like this. And it is 8:30, so if anybody has to run out, feel free to leave at any time you want. And otherwise, stay, enjoy some more tea and some more, I'm sure, stimulating conversations here.